saying that we were live back from the SIAL, and it's better with the microphone on, of course. Right now, I'm very excited and very thrilled because we are actually pitching startup, like the enterprises of the future that is going to move forward and make things better, change everything. And close to me, a beautiful woman. Hi, and welcome on SIAL TV.
Thank you so much.
How are you doing today?
A bit nervous, but mostly fine.
Yeah, you know what? It's normal.
Yeah.
You don't actually walk in the street with a mic on.
Absolutely.
With cameras.
But you know what? I love the color yellow, so I'm feeling good.
Oh, you feel like home.
Absolutely.
So that's great. So we're going to be talking about your startup that you're going to pitch right now. You have 5 minutes, and we are listening to you.
Perfect. Have you ever used a plastic straw before?
Yeah.
Will you use a plastic straw again? Well, hold your thought. Let me tell you a little bit about plastic straws. 500 million plastic straws are known to be used every single day in the United States. That many straws are enough to go around the Earth's circumference 2.5 times. Plastic straws are small in size, therefore they don't come off to be a real threat. However, we were surprised to find that they are actually the 7th biggest pollutant of our oceans in number. Plastic straws affect our marine life, they pollute our landfills, and because of their small size, they're also very difficult to recycle. Are there other environmentally friendly alternatives to plastic straws? Yes. However, they don't have the same functionality or the acceptability like plastic straws do. Either they get too soggy or they don't have the same, they all end up in the landfill, or they have to be reused, which people just don't want to do. How about we just ban plastic straws?
How?
Well, we did a lot of consumer surveys and found out that people associate using straws to convenience and don't want to stop using them. And of course, there are kids and the elderly who really benefit from using straws, and of course, differently abled who need straws. So we know that we don't want plastic straws, but we also know that we don't have good alternatives. What can we do? I'm the founder of The Edibles, and we are developing straws that are edible, biodegradable, potentially zero waste in its entire line, and also come in different flavors. So now imagine a nice hot summer day, a cold pina colada, and a mint-flavored straw.
Wow.
Yeah. So right now what we have are prototypes, and these prototypes are vegan. They are in chocolate and cinnamon flavor, and of course we can develop many more flavors. We're also going to be developing different nutrient profiles in the straws, like more fiber, more vitamins, maybe even gluten-free versions. And while we're doing this, we keep into account that when you drink with our edible straw, it will not affect the flavor of the beverage, but when you're done with it, you can take a bite into the straw and get a rush of flavor depending on what you select. So what we are at right now is with a prototype, and we are looking to automate our entire production line. It is very important that as Edibles, being a company that is building into, that we interweave sustainability right at its core in the heart. So when we do product development and when we do targeting our markets, we keep that in mind. So our customer that we are targeting right now are small cafes, self-owned juiceries, smoothie bars, and then maybe slowly even integrate into the fast food industry. We are, of course, looking to scale up and looking for investors and also companies that we can co-manufacture with. We have had a very interesting journey so far. We started off as an innovation project from the university. We then went on to get a pre-seeding investment from Climate Kick. We won the Dragons of the University in Lund in Sweden. We went on to be the top 20 food startups at the Thought for Food Summit in Amsterdam last year. We also did our very first festival in Malmo, where we got to interact with people directly and see how people enjoyed our straws and our prototype. So it's been an exciting journey so far. And in this whole development process, what we realize is we do think strong, sustainable consumption is important. So we do think reducing the use of plastic straws and straws altogether is good. But every time you use a straw, we want it to be an edible straw. Because I'm from the Edibles, and we want to make edible straw the next food hero.
That's amazing. Congratulations for that. But
thank you.
I still have a question for you. Yeah. Is that one of them?
Yes, they are. These are one of our cinnamon-flavored prototypes.
Okay.
And put this in maybe a pina colada or maybe, a nice smoothie and just crunch into it after you're done. It stays about 30 to 35 minutes without getting soggy or weird, but after that it becomes a bit soft. You can still drink with it, but it gets a bit soft.
Okay, but you can eat it, for sure.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yes.
What gave you the invite of doing that kind of business in your life?
Well, I did a program called Food Innovation and Product Design, which is an Erasmus Mundus, a fantastic master's program. And during that, at Lund University, we had an innovation project, and me and two of my friends together came up with the idea of edible straws.
Like the three of you?
Yes, and then I took the idea forward into making a prototype and developing it further.
That's amazing. What are you looking for here in Paris, live from SIAL 2018?
Well, when I came here to SIAL, I came with the expectation that I will be able to interact with people, get to know feedback about the idea, because as I'm at the prototype stage, it's important for me to know, is this the right direction to go ahead? Of course, it's my baby. I'm going to love it. But do people actually think of it positively as well? How important is this for others? And this particular prototype for me to invest, money, time, energy into, and I've got some really interesting reviews so far.
That's nice. So basically, people go to your stand and just test it with a drink?
Well, not with a drink. So they're not allowed to have it here, but they take some samples with them, and I tell them exactly, go have it with your beverage. Let me know what you have. My card's with them, so I get their feedback soon, hopefully.
That's nice. And we hope that there will be like great feedbacks for you.
Absolutely.
Are you looking for like French financial partners?
Potentially, if it's possible. Mainly at this point, I'm looking for a way to manufacture my prototypes into becoming a final product. That's definitely my key goal, because when I'm able to do that, I can fix on a number I want for investment and also go into what kind of markets I can, explore in the future.
But it's a great way of thinking the future. Do you imagine like really from the bottom of your heart, do you imagine like the fast food using it? Do you really imagine they can do it?
Yeah, so the more I study about sustainability with this project, I do think the most important thing that we're missing out on is that it's not just bringing out a better product, but bringing out reduction in resources itself. So I do think we should reduce the amount of straws we're using.
For sure.
If you're using a straw in certain situations, where you can know what situations, if you follow us on Instagram at We Are The Edibles, then you can use an edible straws, because we are going to ensure it's not just the end product that is sustainable, but our entire production line that is sustainable. Because sometimes when we think about a product like a paper bag, for example, and we compare it to a plastic bag, when you look at the entire chain of production, plastic bags actually can take lesser energy than a paper bag. So then it's really about how do you make the whole line sustainable, and that comes the whole, challenge.
Yeah, absolutely. How do you imagine like specific line for kids?
Specific, sorry?
Like the specific straw for kids. How do you imagine them in your head?
So in my head, when I took this, especially to the festival, when I spoke to adults, I had to repeat to them and say to them, you can eat it. Come on, go ahead and eat the straw. But for kids, they immediately got the idea. I didn't have to explain what it is. They took the straw, put it in their beverage, took a bite of it. They knew exactly what to do. They didn't have preconceived notions of what a straw should be, what, things that can or cannot be eaten. So this product, I think, is very suitably designed for kids. Of course, I can play around with flavors for kids. That's something that always is exciting.
Like chocolate, strawberries. And
I do have a chocolate flavor already.
You already have a chocolate.
Yes, I do.
That's great. Well, what can I wish you for this SIAL 2018?
A fantastic co-manufacturer who can take my product out to the market.
For sure they will.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they will.
Thank you.
Well, thank you so much for your time. It was great having you and seeing what you do as a startup. Like, it was pretty amazing. I don't know how you came with this idea, but that's definitely a very good idea, and I wish you all the best for that.
Thank you so very much.
And come back and tell us how it went with the SIAL.
I most certainly will.
For sure. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you soon on SIAL TV, for sure.